Hi, everyone. I'm Renee from Schaumburg Library. I'm the Library Senior Services Coordinator, and I'm so happy to be here today with colleagues from Schaumburg Township. And they're going to talk to us about the free phone program for persons with hearing impairments.
Hi, my name is Sharon. I'm with Schaumburg Township Disability Services, and this is my team member, Amy Nell. We are here to go ahead and let you know a little bit of information about the Itac Amplified Phone Program. Itac stands for Illinois Telecommunications Access Corporation. It is a not-for-profit. It serves the deaf, the hard of hearing, the late deafened, speech deaf, and the deafblind. The Itac program provides free equipment to those who have difficulty hearing on standard phone equipment. It is governed by the Illinois Commerce Commission and has a board of directors and a consumer advisory council. The Itac program has been in existence for over 30 years. So it began in 1988 is when they began dispersing their first free equipment to residents in the state of Illinois. And it is a thriving program still today. Who's eligible for it? So anybody that is a resident in the state of Illinois, there is no age limit, there's no income limit. The only qualifier must be one that they have to have some type of hearing difficulty. Could be either on their landline or on their cell phone. This program does have equipment for both of those needs. There is a one-time application process for this. It's a simple process, and Amy now will go ahead and discuss that shortly here. What's the cost of the program? So the cost is actually free to any individual with hearing loss in the state. We get that question a lot. People are kind of hesitant when you say free. With this program, the program is supported by a small tax increment that is on everybody's phone bill in the state of Illinois. If you have a phone number, landline, or cell phone, you're paying into this program. There is a small amount. If you look at your tax section, it'll say relay fee. And that is for this program right here. So it goes to a good purpose. The Itac program itself provides the no-cost phone. It's a base model phone that a person would receive. There's no shipping for the phone. There's no contracts. Nothing changes with their phone service in any way. Whatever features somebody has on their current phone service, whether it's voicemail, caller ID, they will still continue to receive those services on their new phone. The Itac program itself does provide the phone, and it's the individuals to keep. It's not a loaner phone or anything in any way. They own the phone. It's theirs to choose to do what they wish with it. They can turn around and they can move it wherever they want. It's simple, just as in plugging in and unplugging any phone that you have in your home. With this program, it is a free phone. It is good for 3 full years warranted under the Itac program. Regardless of manufacturer's warranty, Itac covers the warranty for that. And every 3 years, the person is eligible for another brand new phone. Technology is always changing and improving, so this allows the person to receive another phone in the 3 years once they've enrolled into the program. The old one is theirs to keep. They can move it to another room, donate it, recycle it, however they would like. It's theirs to keep at that point. And again, there's no charge for the second phone either. So no shipping, no anything at that point. Just want to go ahead and focus a little bit on these phones though and what they are. The amplified phones, all in this program here, we have them kind of shown, including some cell phone amplifiers. Every phone here has a special feature. It's unique to this program, and it's not something that somebody could purchase in a retail phone that they would buy at a store. They all have amplified earpieces, specially made to boost the volume above the limit set by law in a retail phone. So in a retail phone, the volume level is capped, the decibel level is capped, in order to prevent somebody from hearing any type of hearing damage by having the volume too high. These phones do allow a user to go up to 50 decibels. That depending on the model itself, they can adjust the volume at whatever level works for them to be able to hear. And it's as simple as just turning on and turning off a button. The other nice feature that these phones have, different from any standard phone that somebody would purchase at a store, would be that these all have a tone adjustment setting. What that means is that they can adjust the pitch of what they're hearing. So oftentimes people may have difficulty hearing at home on their phone, and they will turn the volume up on their home phone. They can turn it up as loud as they like. It doesn't make it any clearer for them. So with these phones, what they can do is there's a simple adjustment setting that they can make right on the handset or right on the base of the phone, and it changes the pitch of what they hear. So that pitch for them will bring it in line for where their hearing is in tune to be able to hear it more clearly. And in those cases, we often find that people do not require the volume that they thought they would need because they're able to hear at the right pitch for them. The phones also have a little nice feature to light up and flash to also notify people when they have a phone call coming in, just in case they're having any kind of a difficulty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these two corded phones here. So with the program, there's two corded phones. This one here is the G-Mark phone, and of course, we all see how a corded phone works. We know it hangs on a wall or sits on a desk. This model here can go up to 50 decibels, which is pretty loud considering a standard house phone goes up to 15. So this can go up to 50. It has a very simple, easy to use handset, similar to old school style phones. So for somebody that has dexterity issues, this is a great phone for them to be able to hold on to. It also has concave indented buttons that light up as well. It's a little difficult to see it because they're silver right now, but they do light up if you want to set it that way. It's easy to use, and it's very simple, basic phone for somebody that maybe is not ready for something a little more challenging and all the extra bells and whistles. This phone does have the speaker that is built into the base right here. But the key feature on these phones are the earpieces. So these are really meant to be used by the earpiece, and that's why it has that extra volume ability. It has 3 tone settings, so this phone can be adjusted to 3 different pitch levels as well. And of course, if somebody needed to program for possibly police, fire, or some other memory button number that they would like for speed dial. The next one is the Clarity model right here. The Clarity phone, again, it does have large buttons, easy to see. The buttons light up. The handset is a little bit slimmer, so it is something that maybe for somebody holding on a long time onto the phone, it may make their hands a little bit more tired because it's not as easy to grip. It also does have a screen. Both of these have screens. This is for the caller ID function. If you have caller ID, you'll be able to see who's calling at that point. And this one is a little bit different as it has a little wheel here rather than a slider button like this one. Again, it's a very simple phone, easy to use. But the one thing that people have to kind of determine when they're trying their phones out is if they look at the actual earpieces on a phone, you'll see earpieces are different on every single phone that you'll look at. It's the same at home. Every earpieces are shaped differently. And sometimes that makes the difference of somebody being able to hear clearly on one piece of equipment versus another. Okay, and I'm going to turn it over to Amy now, and she's going to explain a little bit about some of the other phone options that we have.
All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about are the 3 cordless phones. But before we get into that, I just wanted to explain what Bluetooth is. Bluetooth is an invisible connection between one device and another device. The reason why I'm really explaining that is because we do have some phones here that are Bluetooth enabled. So starting with the Clarity phone, this one is Bluetooth enabled, so you can connect it to either your hearing aids or to a cell phone, anything that's like a handset device, you connect it to the Bluetooth. One of the nice features of the Clarity is it has this ice cream scoop feature, so it cups your ear a little bit better. It does have 4 different tone settings on it, and it has a wheel to raise the volume or decrease the volume. The volume does go up to 50 decibels. It also has a speaker on the handset as well. And the reason why you see all of the red around here is everything flashes when it rings. and it also will go up to 100 decibels for the ringing power. Next, we have the Panasonic 450. This one is not Bluetooth enabled. It does have 6 different tone settings on it. It does have a traditional where you have to press the button up and down to be able to raise the volume. One of the nice features on the Panasonics is the slow talk button. So what it does is it slows someone down just a little bit so you maybe be able to understand them better. And then it also has a speakerphone within the handset and also on the base. On the base itself is an answering machine, and it also has the slow talk feature as well. And additionally, you can program 3 speed dial buttons within the base, as well as 10 speed dial buttons on the handset itself. Next, we have the Panasonic 430B. This one is Bluetooth enabled. You can connect it again to your phone or hearing aids or what have you for whatever you need for a handset. You can connect it. This one does only go up to 40 decibels. The Panasonic 450 goes up to 50. So this one, 40 decibels. It does also have the same features as this gray one. So it does go up to, you have 6 different tone settings. You have your volume up and down, you have your slow feature, and you have your speakerphone. And then additionally, you have your 3 speed dial buttons, and then the 10 you can program onto the handset itself. Additionally, what makes all of these an amplified phone is there's either going to be a boost button or there is a ampli button, depending on which version you're using. And that's what actually turns it into an amplified phone. Without that, then it's just a regular phone, and it'll only go up to those 15 decibels that Sharon had spoke about. Next, we have our 2 cell phone amplifiers. These cell phone amplifiers are not cell phones themselves. They are gadgets you can use with a cell phone that you already have. First one we're going to talk about is the SA40. This one you connect via Bluetooth, so that invisible connection again. What's nice about this one is it's a little bit smaller, and the way you use it is if you want to answer a phone call or hang up on a phone call, it's the middle button in the center that you press. It has 3 different tone settings on it, and to raise the volume or decrease the volume, this one you do want to press a little bit harder on them in order to raise the volume up or raise it down. And additionally, this phone has a couple different features on it. So at HS is handset, so you can keep it up to your ear and talk to it like you would on another cell phone or another phone. You have T for T-coil type of hearing aid. So if you have a T-coil type hearing aid, you can change it to T, and that way it has the frequency to be able to go into your hearing aid itself. Then you can put it on speakerphone, so you can have it placed wherever you want and be able to talk to them hands-free. And there's also the mute button. So if you're having a side conversation, you don't want the person on the phone to hear, you can mute it. Next, we have this Clarity cell phone amplifier. This one is one of the newer ones that we have. It also has the center button to be able to answer a phone call or hang up on a phone call. Instead of having a hard press for the volume, this one has a dial, so you can slide it up and down or roll it up and down. You have a boost button to be able to increase the volume up to the decibels for the cell phone amplifier. And you also have your tone button here. For this one, it's not a sliding where for the tones, you just press it to change the tone setting on it. Additionally, you do still have your mute button as well. Now, how do you get all of these phones? There's an application process. So with this application process, it's fairly simple. You just need to fill out your personal information on the front, and then on the back side, you do need to get this signed off by a doctor. So this can be the doctor where you get like your blood pressure checked, or an audiologist, someone who can state that you have some type of hearing loss. Once you have this signed off by a doctor, you put your personal information on the front, You also need to add proof of residency. So this can be either a phone bill or your driver's license or identification card, something that states that you live inside the state of Illinois. And then you also need to include your phone bill. So this could be either your regular landline phone bill or your cell phone bill, or both, depending on which part of the program you want. Once you have all of the documents together, you can either call us at Schaumburg Township, or you can mail this in to Springfield, and Springfield will send you a phone voucher. And once you get the phone voucher, then again, you can give us a call. To be able to make an appointment, you call us at our phone here, and you will then we will then ask you a couple of questions just to make sure that you've completed the application or received a phone voucher. And after that, we'll let you test the phones. So it's not going to be like our demo case we have here. It's going to be something live. So it'll have a real dial tone on there, so you can call whoever you want and able to see how each phone sounds for you and which one works the best. Then from there, we will send out the pre-selection application, and you will receive your phone. It takes about 2 weeks to be able to receive it. Once you have the phone, it is yours to keep, and you can pick a new phone every 3 years. If you are ever having any technical difficulties, they are warranted for up to 3 years. So you can call the vendor and they will run you through any type of troubleshooting, or be able to tell you what next steps in order to fix the phone if there are any issues. I want to thank you so much for this time that we've had to be able to talk about the Itac phones, and we want to turn it over to questions.
So one question might be, how do we safely try out different tones in this time of COVID?
Well, there are a couple different ways that we can assist in selecting the phone with the person. One of those is if the person does have health concerns or is concerned about coming in person to the township. We can assist them by walking through the descriptions of the phone in order for them to be able to help select which phone they feel would be right for them. That's not quite the same as them actually physically trying the phone out, but the Itac program does allow them to go ahead and exchange it for a different phone if they find that that's not the right phone for them. That's extremely important right now during COVID, so that they have an option to be able to still stay home if they're not comfortable coming to a selection center. And we are one of 42 selection centers throughout the state. So based on wherever they're at, there is a selection center near them. They all do have the phones for the people to test out. I believe they're all open also, as well as servicing clients. We here at the township do have the phones in a specific room, separated from the rest of the building. The phones themselves do have a plexi shield on the back of our display in order to keep the person at one side and us on the other. We do maintain our 6 feet distance as well when the person is in the room trying the phones out. And we also, it's a required mask policy in our building. So we do all, as staff, wear masks, as well as we ask anybody entering our building to wear masks. And lastly, we also use a second demo case here. So while the person is at the phones themselves, trying the live phone version out, we will be explaining the phone features on it safely 6 feet apart from them, using the demo model to show them that. So we do try to keep it as safe as possible and allow them to be able to still try those phones out.
Additionally, before use, we all sanitize all of the phones, and then after use as well.
So another question might be about phones that actually transcribe what people are saying into text. Is that an entirely different program?
So it is part of the Itac program. Itac has several different types of equipment available for individuals based on their needs. So one of the rules of thought is if it's something that somebody is unable to use the amplified phone itself, then they would be able to select a caption phone. Caption phones are part of the program. However, they encourage people to first try the amplified phones out because there's often a misunderstanding on how caption phones work. And that is a very expensive phone along with requiring a relay service. And if they find that that's not quite the right one, that is a big cost to this program. So the program encourages them to try the amplified if possible. And if that works for them, a lot of people find that that is what they were able to use. It's just that they were trying their phones at home, trying to turn the volume up on a standard house phone. So if they cannot use this phone, if it's not working for them, they can absolutely select a caption phone. And there's also special phones for people that are deaf. There is also special equipment for people that do have speech along with the hearing. So there is different types of phones and equipment. These are the ones that we do have available here at the township, the feature for the people to try out though.
Well, thank you so much for shedding light on the phones, and we will put your contact information at the end of this video. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, and thank you to the library as well for allowing us to use this platform to bring the program out there.
Yes.
Thank you very much.